I am genuinely excited with Zach Krieger's take on Resident Evil. This scene pretty much validated my decision to see this film.
God damn it!
I absolutely love it. Missing a simple shot and reacting like that is exactly in spirit of the Resident Evil franchise. Krieger is adapting how it feels like to play Resident Evil, not the actual story of Resident Evil, which is exactly what a video game adaptation should be. I wasn't aware Resident Evil was supposed to be a comedy! Bro, if you seriously think that Resident Evil is some sort of serious horror, you have not played any of the games. Haha, I'm so incompetent I wasted my only bullet! Isn't part of the Resident Evil humor at all! Oh man, you can clearly tell that someone has never experienced a Resident Evil game just by this comment.
Why don't you do us all a favor and leave before the audience gets pissed off?
This is an accurate experience of what playing Resident Evil is. Krieger is adapting how it feels like playing the game, not the plot points. And I'd rather see a great adaptation of that than another installment of Leon shooting zombies. We've had plenty of those films already. You can go watch those instead. Especially the one that features my lovely... Resident Evil is a single-player game, and that's exactly what I prefer. But plenty of people love multiplayer games, including from Riot. Riot Games recently did this tweet that celebrated people being owners of a $6,000 paperweight. Good lord, Riot Games, you are celebrating breaking people's hardware? What is wrong with you? That is until I read further on what kind of hardware that they are breaking, or breaking. These are what's called DMA cards. They are meant to be used for cheating in games like Valorant. What it does is the card is being put on the PCIe slot of your PC, and through the PCIe slot, the card will directly read the system memory and make modifications on the game that is running. It's basically a modern-day game genie, and apparently it costs hundreds of bucks. Wow, imagine paying hundreds to cheat on a video game. What Valorant did with their anti-cheat software Vanguard is to use the motherboard's built-in feature called IOMMU to restrict the memory so that the game genie cannot modify that part of the game. All it does is it blocks that malicious hardware entirely, effectively turning it into a paperweight. A lot of people are concerned that Riot celebrated the fact that they just bricked people's hardware. What if you have an M.2 NVMe storage or any other devices that use PCIe, like capture cards or LAN? What about them? How are they doing? They should be fine. For now. A better question is, people still play games from Riot? Moving on from corporations screwing cheaters, we have corporations screwing everybody. Oh, PayPal, when are you not going to stop screwing the people that use your service? Specifically, the adult artists that receive commissions to make all sorts of messed up artwork that I guess do not adhere to your policies. What policies, PayPal? Can you not screw people's lives when their lives are already more screwed than it already is? It's especially harrowing when the person who's using the service are living in third world countries like mine. This creator right here is Indonesian, like me, and we are facing economic crisis in an unprecedented scale, an absolute record-breaking failure of our value all around, all-time high, and this is how PayPal want to treat their independent creators. Why? What kind of high-risk behavior are these people engaging? How dare they sell custom dolls, right? Huge shout out for Chris Darkerart, by the way. He's the original artist of my 2017 era avatar, and he did all that for free. Thank you so much. And you are right. We really should keep in mind the purposes of the transactions because PayPal will obviously flag anything that they think broke the rules. It's absolutely crazy that this is how they treat us, independent creators who just so happen to be a fan of problematic content. And it's not even that. Here's another corporation that loves to screw their users. Google. First, they prioritize AI-generated answers in search results over human-written website articles, which means that you're gonna end up using AI on your Google search no matter what. I do use AI, and sometimes the summaries can be helpful, but this should be an option that people can easily get out of, not something that is shoved to everyone's face. It's just another installment of AI being forced to everyone, even when they don't want it. And then you have this manga creator who had his work uploaded to Google Drive, but then he has his Google Drive account banned because he was uploading one of his old work. probably Akisora. I use Google Drive as well, but I never use it only to stream files. I will always pick the option to mirror files every single time I install Google Drive on a new Windows PC. I recommend anyone else who use Google Drive Backup to do so as well, so that you can have your files locally and automatically sync them on the cloud. I have to use Google Drive for work, but you can also find alternatives out there. I uploaded cartoon illegal content to Google Drive. Why did I get banned? No, he does not upload illegal cartoon content. He uploaded an ecchi manga that does involve high schoolers in sexual situations and a forbidden familial relationship. They are fictional characters, they are not real. The only mistake that the mangaka made is that he uploaded 18 plus content on Google Drive, and Drive does not like 18 plus content in general. I had 18 plus content of adult characters on my Drive until Google deleted them all. The ban was both legally and morally correct. It's not illegal in Japan. Or the US, actually. Do your research first before you make these dumb claims, citing your own quote tweet and advocating for people who like anime to be grinded to a corpse. I guess this is about as good of a time as any to move on to anti-fiction discourse. Believe it or not, it is possible to be against depictions of young anime characters in sexual situations while also being a horrific piece of garbage that actually harms real people. This person right here is against depictions of young anime girls in sexual situations, but this person was also convicted with actual crimes against real under 18s, just like the many other anti-fiction people that I have covered many times. Reset the clock once again. Imagine being so utterly brain dead that you must defend this scumbag. They are right about lollipop lovers being actual predators. Well, I guess the Cupcake Hunter was also right when he said that young anime girl lovers are predators too, right? Why are you defending this garbage? If a criminal said 2 + 2 = 4 and stop. No, the criminal is not saying 2 + 2 = 4. The criminal is saying if you love fictional characters, you are a criminal. And here you are, agreeing with the criminal. You freaks are the same as that predator. Except we don't have a criminal record. Stop agreeing with criminals. You settle for pixels so you don't get arrested like he did. No, we settle for pixels because we like fictional characters, and we know that harming real people is wrong. Even if the age of consent is reduced to 0, we still have the conscience to know that screwing kids is wrong. I don't think you have the same moral capacity. I am scientifically, factually, and morally correct. Wow, pat yourself in the back with that cope.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
This anti-fiction lunatic literally defended an actual criminal by saying, well, he's right. Young anime girl lovers are predators too. Their defense doesn't stop there. To destroy these people. To destroy. The only thing you're destroying is your pants. Ask them 2 simple questions. What is this drawing of? And what exactly about it excites you? They are fictional, they are not real. We can do whatever we like with them, and you really don't like that. They are sexually attracted to a minor, even if rendered in 2D. That is the core issue. You weren't able to distinguish between fiction and reality. That is the real core issue. The excuse that it's just a drawing or the character is actually 1,000,000 years old collapses under basic biology. Thankfully, fictional characters do not have to adhere to basic biology. It's almost like they are fictional or something. Children possess distinct phenotypes, facial proportions, body ratios, skeletal structure, and developmental markers that differ markedly from adults. Let's totally skip the fact that there are plenty of adults that do have very similar physique to children or teenagers. All you're saying here is children looks different to adults. Well, fictional characters look different to real people. Maybe take a note on that as well. Pretending otherwise because the content is rendered in lines and color is intellectual cowardice. You literally forced an AI to make a yes or no answer because nuances are way too hard for you, I guess. Who's the intellectual coward here again? Also, you're not the only person who can use AI to make arguments, except my AI answers are actually smart and argumentative, and yours are literal yes men garbage. Imagine being so against fictional young anime girls that you defend an actual criminal and attack an entirely different group of people. Being attracted to a drawing of an animal still makes one a zoophile, even though it's not a real animal. That's right, guys. If you're attracted to Lola Bunny, that means you want to screw real rabbits. Blaze is just like a real cat, right? How utterly deranged do you have to be to think this way? Everything in animation is based on something from real life, from trees to onigiri to humans in general to children. Computers also exist in real life. That doesn't mean hacking in fiction is like real life. Fictional depictions of certain things that exist in real life does not mean that the fictional depiction is reality, or that they should be treated just like reality. You are advocating to treat fictional characters as real people. You are insane. The only reason they settle for pixels is the threat of prison for the real thing. The threat of prison? Do you seriously think that we don't go after real children just because it's illegal? Even if the age of consent is literally 0 years old, most people realize that screwing children is wrong. They have lives, they have futures ahead of them. We don't screw with children or people in general because it is wrong, unethical, and evil, not because the law says it's wrong. Fictional characters are not real. They are entirely made up. The fact that you think people don't screw children just because they are illegal or that they find a loophole in the legal system shows how completely empty your morality is. No wonder why people like you, anti-shippers and anti-fiction people, always end up harming real people, because you have zero morals. Even more installment of anti-fiction lunacy at the top of defending an actual predator. History and psychology both show that tastes for depravity rarely stay confined to fantasy. Really. Incest is one of the most popular taboo tropes, and yet you don't see a huge spike of people screwing their relatives in real life. Do you? Murder is extremely common in games, but you don't see a spike of murder in real life. Do you? It's almost like fiction does not affect reality. It's almost like fantasies are always confined to fantasies. Exposure to and reinforcement of extreme content often normalizes and escalates desire, whether in film, literature, or pornography. No. It normalizes more production of said content. GTA does not inspire actual car thefts. It inspires more open-world games that allow you to steal cars. Doom does not inspire shooting. It inspires more games where you can shoot. Isekai does not inspire people to literally off themselves to get into another world. It just inspires more isekai. Fiction inspires more fiction, not reality. They deserve the same social ostracism we apply to predators that hurt real kids, as the closeted ones like to say, and face the same penalties as well. Unfortunately, social ostracism do not lead to jail time, and unfortunately, you have only established yourself to be the insane one here. Let them cope, cry, sieve, mauled, block you, report you, deny it, project, or pull any other tactic from their classic pedo defense handbook. You are defending an actual predator while saying all this. This whole paragraph is nothing but cope, and you have the temerity to say that we're the ones who are coping. It is all futile. You are correct logically, scientifically, biologically, morally, and factually. Nice pat in the back you got there. Sure, keep telling yourself all that.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Huge thanks to all the wonderful sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, join the YouTube membership, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.